You know, I'm glad you brought up Madden's name because I mentioned that I'm a little bit concerned in terms of where they're going with the payroll. And again, I'm saying that I could live with the 189, but I'm just kind of wondering why, maybe some bench players that they could have gotten for one-year contracts. But I'm going to bring up something, Ed, that has absolutely nothing to do with dollars and cents, but it does have everything to do with Joe Madden. One of the things that maddens me is when, and it drives me crazy, is when you look at what he has done. He has put the shift on, starting with Mark Teixeira, but now Granderson and all the way down the lineup. We're laden with left-handed power hitters that are just drooling when they go to home plate at Yankee Stadium because of the dimensions of the stadium. And it's a copycat business. Now everyone is putting the shift on the Yankees. And the Yankees were bounced out of the playoffs, and my brother knows how irate I became when you pick up the paper, you read Joel Sherman's column the next day, and they said, well, do you think that you were a little too one-dimensional? You're sitting back waiting for the three-run homer. He's talking to Cashman. And he said, home runs got us into the playoffs for these years, and we're not changing. I'm not making my team the Bronx Bunters. And I'm saying, you know what? They do not see the error of their ways. When you put a shift on Mark Teixeira, I don't want him to change that prolific uppercut swing that produces all of that power. I don't want him to change the swing. I don't want you hitting the opposite way. I want you to do what you said you were going to do. Every once in a while, to keep the other team honest, you just choke up, you bunt, you put it down third. Okay, you could probably get a double out of it, and then I want to see the camera go to Joe Madden, because every time we hit into the teeth of the shift, they got the close-up of Joe Madden with the smirk on his face, and I'm ready to you're a purist. Do you agree with me? How could a Major League ball player, National League pitchers could bunt? Mark Teixeira can't? Can't learn how to bunt?
I was at the Thurman Munson dinner, not this February, but the February prior, and Mark was honored. And he told us in the press conference beforehand about how he was going to bunt on occasion, keep the defense honest, as they say, try and hit the other way, and didn't do any of that, and continues the decline that began for him since 2009.
It's mental. It's a mental thing.
But you know what? You know who I blame? I blame the organization. I blame Brian Cashman, and I blame Girardi. Because if they allow it and condone it, then the player. Why would Mark Teixeira not swing from the heels and try and put up as many home runs as he can? Because that's money for him. It's got to start when Cashman says we're not the Bronx Bunters. When he's condoning it, they're not gonna do it, and they don't see the error of the ways. You have to be situational. You just can't we all remember when the home run that was hit by Ibanez in the ALCS. It was a great moment. We were down by 4 runs. Play that inning back. Ichiro hits a 2-run homer, but then with 2 outs, who comes up? Teixeira. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, down by 2, Ed. They put the shift on. What does he do? He falls behind 0-2. He worked out a walk, but with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, down by 2, you're going to hit into the teeth of a shift. He walked, and we know Ibanez hit the home run, and it was a great moment. But wow,
even this year, they asked Cashman, how are you going to make up for these 100 home runs that you don't have with Swisher and everybody that left? And he said, no, we're going to score fewer runs. He didn't say we're going to have to manufacture. Right. He said, no, we're going to